In this episode of American Greed, social media sob stories that solicit your cash.
A shocking twist and a heartwarming story that caught nationwide attention.
Maybe you've even given to a homeless vet with a heart of gold.
This guy served our country, and we need to help him.
A terminally ill mother, desperate for one last family trip.
She would just blatantly ask, "I'm dying, can you please give me money?"
Or a pilot who flies stray dogs to safety.
He began claiming that he could prevent these dogs from being euthanized.
But what if these crowdfunders are actually criminals?
It's just tailor-made for scam artists.
When you follow the money doesn't lie.
Tonight, you'll listen in on their secret recordings.
I had no part in any of this.
Hear from the reporters who uncovered their lies.
It went viral. It was huge. It was all over the country.
And learn just how these crooks prey on your sympathy to pocket your money.
You know, the bigger the lie, the easier it is for people to believe.
Mr. McClure, where's the money? Where's the money for Johnny Bob?
It was a tale that touched the hearts of thousands of Americans. One cold evening in November 2017, Kate McClure is heading to Philadelphia for a night on the town. She's just crossed the Delaware River when her car begins to sputter and stall. She's out of gas.
Kate McClure was driving from New Jersey down 95 South into the city trying to meet a friend. She said that she, thought she could make it. She knew she was running low on gas, but was gonna wait until she met her friend.
She manages to guide to the nearest exit ramp and pulls onto the shoulder. McClure panics. She's not familiar with this Philly neighborhood. Homeless people fill the streets. She's startled by a knock on her car window.
She said she saw this man come up, a little scared at first because it's dark, she's alone. He said, "Hey, don't worry about it, don't get out of your car."
He's not asking for a handout. This homeless man is about to flip the script.
Listen, you wait here. I'm gonna walk to the gas station that's not too far and use my last $20 and make sure I can bring you gas to put in your car and basically get her going again.
The homeless man, Johnny Bobbitt, is a Marine Corps veteran and self-confessed drug addict.
He was originally from North Carolina and had served in the Marines and then found himself homeless on the streets of Philly.
She waits, he walks, he comes back. He spends his last $20 to get the gas, and then, she was on her way.
Kate McClure wants to find some way to thank her unlikely hero. Accompanied by her boyfriend, Mark D'Amico, McClure tracks down Bobbitt the next day and brings him some gifts.
They came back with money. I think they had some warm clothes for him. They had some food.
But the couple want to do more for their new friend. They start up a GoFundMe account for Bobbitt.
And that's when that picture was taken off of I-95 in Philadelphia. I think that photograph became the face of the campaign. The campaign on GoFundMe was to pay it forward.
They set a goal of $10,000 to help get Bobbitt back on his feet.
They wanted to get him a truck, a used truck. They said it was his dream car. They wanted to get him some new clothes and a few months' rent of just a room in a house, something modest.
Amanda Hoover interviews McClure and D'Amico and writes one of the first stories about their GoFundMe campaign.
It was a heartwarming story. You see a lot of GoFundMes that aren't necessarily have that compassion or heartwarming part of them.
Soon, other media outlets pick up the story. Within a few days, their tale goes viral. People from across the country begin to flood their GoFundMe with donations.
They kind of then started going on a national media tour, and then their faces were everywhere.
The trio's tale is just the latest success story for GoFundMe. Since 2010, the company has legitimately helped thousands of people going through financial hardships, fighting illness, and those just plain down on their luck. With a click of a button, anyone can donate to a charitable cause of their choice.
Well, and I think especially in these times, right, it's like people want to feel like they can make a difference. People want to feel, because you look around you and you go, man, the world is a mess. Where would I even start? Here, I just click this link and I give my $5 and I feel better.
While crowdsourcing fraud exists across many websites, GoFundMe is arguably the best known. They say they're the world's largest social fundraising platform. Adrienne Gonzalez runs the website GoFraudMe. Originally a reporter who covered the financial crisis in 2008, she spent the last few years tracking and documenting crowdsourced frauds.
So I started GoFraudMe in early 2015 as just like a Facebook page, and I was just completely floored by the interest that it got. People messaging the page constantly saying, this happened to me, this is happening right now, what do I do?
While GoFundMe does aggressively monitor campaigns on their platform, Gonzalez says that fraudulent cases can sometimes slip through. At first, the campaign to help Johnny Bobbitt comes across as exactly that, an effort to do some good in the world. Only later, after lawsuits, police raids, and one bizarre twist after another, will donors learn what they were really funding.
So I certainly did not foresee this happening. Nobody did, obviously.
Just a few days after setting up the GoFundMe campaign, the money starts rolling in for Johnny Bobbitt.
The day that I first interviewed them about it, it had about $4,000. And the next morning, I think $25,000. And then throughout that day, just up and up and up.
In just over 2 weeks, the campaign raises an astounding $400,000.
So when they raised the $402,000, I think once the GoFundMe takes some of their fees, it was roughly $367,000.
With this cash influx, McClure and D'Amico helped Bobbitt buy a used truck and a place to live.
I think they were able to buy him some type of small truck. So there was some type of camper or recreational vehicle that they put on their property.
And then, after a burst of publicity and money, the Bobbitt story goes the way of so many viral moments and promptly fades from view.
Here's how life is these days. But you see these campaigns, especially the ones that go viral. I mean, you can go viral and 2 days later, you're over. So you certainly see that, and yeah, people forget.
But while the story disappears for a few months, it's far from over. In the summer of 2018, the Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper does a follow-up interview with Johnny Bobbitt. The tale Johnny tells isn't the one that the public expects.
Johnny said that he didn't have his money. He claimed that he got $75,000 and that they were holding the money from him.
Johnny did get some money. He gave some to family. He also spent some on drugs, but that he can't imagine where the rest, where he's thinking $200,000, $300,000 that should still be his, is just gone at this point.
All eyes turn to Kate McClure and Mark D'Amico. Just what happened to all that cash? The couple have a different version of events. They claim that Johnny still does have a couple $100,000 left in the bank account, but that they're closely watching over it.
At first, they really said that because Johnny was struggling with addiction, they had to be in charge of the money, that he would have just blown it all on drugs.
Part of their defense was that they really wanted him to kick his drug habit and to be able to gain employment and a better life.
But questions arise when Kate McClure is seen driving around in a recently acquired BMW. The couple insists they're not profiting off Johnny, and they go on the Today Show to defend themselves.
He was such a genuine person. He was very nice.
They really came out as a unified front, and they said some of their problems were just that Johnny didn't have any ID, so there was no way they could have given him the money.
Well, in the beginning, it was as simple as he didn't have a bank account.
Okay.
He had no documents, no ID, no birth certificate, nothing.
So I spent countless hours on the phone trying to get him his identification. And you know, you can't just walk into the DMV and be like, here's my birth certificate.
They say Johnny Bobbitt needs a financial guardian.
We saw the pattern that was developing, that he was going to do something foolish and end up right back where he was. Every dollar he ever touched was used for drugs.
We tried getting him into multiple rehab facilities that he chose on his own. So we went through the whole process. I called multiple places for him.
The couple says that Bobbitt still has between $100,000 and $200,000 left.
And we're in the process of having everything looked over by our lawyer. And he has his separate lawyer, and he will have his own trust, and it will be out of our hands.